that you're approaching a lot of these experiments as an outsider, I mean, do you feel like that in and of itself is an appeal to viewers in that they themselves are not experts?
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's actually the singular appeal.
Yeah. If we actually knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be any fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they do identify with us as far as this is an adventure for us, and you're going along with us. Yeah. It really is a different experience than just going into something if we already know the answers.
Yeah.
You know?
And we don't. We really don't. I mean, we think we know the answers. We're wrong all the time, and we're thrilled when we're wrong.
Yeah.
And we're honest about that on camera. I mean, what you see really is what you get.
Yeah.
We do takes a second time. We've gotten better at doing that over the years. You know, we've been trained how to perform our jobs more as we've done the show. But you know, the veracity that you feel is totally genuine, and I think that really is where the show intersects with the fans, and they get it. This is just a notch above a couple of guys in their garage on a lazy Sunday trying something out.
Which circles back to your original question: is the show different now than it was when we started? And yes, it is, because we're different now.
Yeah.
And we know a lot more. So the stuff that you're seeing is being produced by us now is informed by 7 years of pretty intense education, and so you're going to be seeing things that are really starting to be unusual.
Are there any experiments that you've done that just have driven you crazy that you have not been able to figure out?
Usually,
white whales.
Well, usually because of
white whales.
Yeah. Usually because of the time frames involved.
Yeah.
Again, it's not what we're doing is the time that we have to do it. One thing that stood out for us from a long time ago was trying to replicate something called break step bridge, where a bunch of soldiers are marching across a bridge.
The rhythm
sets up a harmonic and it destroys the bridge. And you know, some things like that we can do scale experiments that demonstrate some of the principles. But unless you actually get, you know, a couple thousand people marching across a bridge, you're not going to replicate I mean, it's all about the particular materials, this particular scales of things that you're dealing with.
And it becomes a real bear to try and scale material behavior on things like the failure points.
Yeah.
Because harmonic bridges are grossly over-designed. I mean, importantly and vitally over-designed in order to withstand many, many times the amount of weight that they.
Yeah.
So in order to successfully demonstrate the process, the phenomenon, we have to build a bridge that's not over-designed.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, there are things like that that are real ass kicking.
Nobody's got a bridge out there that they want you to destroy necessarily, right? Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we'd like to do that kind of it would inherently involve destroying some very expensive things, and so.
I mean, we got one. There's one I'd love to do, which is there's photos on the web of a flatbed truck with a crane on the back of the flatbed, strapped down to it, and they went under an overpass.
I've seen that.
And
the
crane is halfway through the overpass.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to try that.
Yeah.
But there's only one way to do it.
Yeah.
Which is to find some overpass.
Some empty, abandoned
no one
overpass.
needs anymore,
yeah.
And just drive the crane into it at 60 miles
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah, we can't sit there and say, oh, we can do that in miniature. We'll make a miniature bridge of this.
Yeah.
So
no way to
everybody
scale.
be going like, boo.
World Trade Center. World Trade Center is not something we're ever going to tackle because we can't do it full scale.
Well, that's also kind of a touchy thing for people, right? Or
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've done things before. We've done real myths about people that actually died, and we've done it in ways that were respectful, so that their families weren't offended when they saw it. And we're sensitive to those kind of editorial guidelines when we set out to do something. We wouldn't shy away from tackling the World Trade Center. In fact, I would consider it a point of respect for the families of the people that died there to demonstrate that that it's not some inside job, that it is what you see that
the whole metal melting at a certain
but I mean,
temperature.
attempting to do it in anything other than full scale would be folly, and trying to do it in scale would also be absolutely impossible. So I mean, that's one that we would love to tackle, but it's just not going to happen.